How's it going? Trey Clark here, as I usually am. Jump right into this as I usually do. I know this looks weird. This shirt doesn't do very well with a lapel mic, so just deal with it. But with the virus, most of us think it's nonsense. Maybe it's not. None of us know for certain what is exactly going on. I think most of us have an idea that there's an agenda that we are not privy to, and so what do we do? And this is just my po man's take on this situation. I work for myself, and I went through this with Hurricane Harvey down here. I'd left the restaurant business to set up to go back into the music business because that's where the place that I made decent money at. And then Hurricane Harvey hit and everything canceled. My calendar cleared. Well, the same thing is happening here. So, and this isn't a sob story because I'm not alone in this. But I train dogs and I board dogs, and a lot of the people that were planning on going on trips, business trips, things like that, they have canceled. And so my calendar went from me, getting ready for spring break and all the traveling to nothing. And shows, everything for music has canceled too. So the only reason I'm saying that is to let you know I'm knee deep in all the bad stuff that goes along with this, and this is still how I'm going to kind of handle this. First of all, there's nothing if they're going to enforce lockdowns and martial law, health martial law, medical martial law. There's nothing we can do about that unless you're going to come out with guns blazing, and Lord knows that is not the answer here. So whenever there's any kind of issue like this that you really have no control over, the best thing you can do is to come up with a silver lining. Now, one thing that most of us complain about almost constantly is that we don't have time to do certain things because we're too caught up in the rat race. Well, this could backfire on the powers that be, because if we use our time efficiently during this, there's a shelf life on this. There's no way we're going to put up with 2 months of martial law and all that kind of stuff. It'll go away. Plus, once the heat hits, which that's an issue too, I want to say something about. We all know that flus don't do well in the heat, and then maybe there's a test run. Who knows? Nobody knows what the hell is going on. But there is nothing you can do about the situation as far as changing their plan. But there are some things that we can do, and it has to do with the things we complain about not having enough time to do. A lot of it has to do with exercise, physical fitness. One thing is, during Harvey, it was so goddamn hot that you didn't want to do anything, even though you were stuck at home. It was like a sauna every time you walked outside. So, but just get up, drop, and do 30 push-ups. I'm getting back on track with some of this stuff, and get out, run a few miles. Being physically fit and kind of getting yourself back in shape, I think, does something to your mind and just your general outlook on this stuff. And also, in case it is time to run, which let's not rule that out, that's time to get the heck out of Dodge, and there is no gas or something like that you can get on a bike and ride 50 miles. Hurricane Harvey, I loaded my dog and about 8 gallons of water up in the middle of the summer, not Harvey, Ike, and was able to ride to Austin. It was because I had kept myself in shape. Now, I'm not there now, but I'm using this time as an opportunity to do that. So get out, just run around the block once or twice, and drop and do 30. Drop and do 10, then work your way up to 20, then 30. And because of what I do for a living, is I train dogs and I teach music too, there's a lot of people that the reason they don't have success stories and why my phone actually rings is because of time. Well, right now, a lot of us have time. Get out your dusty instrument, brush off the guitar, tune it up, and just watch some YouTube videos. I've got some on my channel, but there's no shortage of them all over the place. Work with your animal. If you've got a dog that's misbehaving, go to Trey Clark Behavioral Training. Go to any training site, TreyClarkDogs.com. There's free videos out there. And take 30 minutes out of your day to teach dogs not to bolt out the door, to teach dogs not to countersurf, how to walk your dog properly. This is the time to do that. If you're looking for a silver lining, one of the things we always complain about is not having enough time. And right now, a lot of us have more time on our hands than we would ever wish on ourselves, for sure. So, anything creative is awesome. This is the time to do that, because one of the reasons is we're emotional. We're spiked. The dopamine is going up and down and all that kind of stuff. So, Brian, how's the novel come along, Brian? You finished that novel? Maybe a protagonist? So finish that novel. If you ever wanted to get out your old painting supplies, stuff like that, this is the time to do that. And the other thing is, don't shy away from spending time with your spouse. One thing is, right now I'm separated from my spouse just logistically, because we're opening up a business, or we're opening up a dog ranch, and she's selling the house in Corpus, and I'm in Houston, kind of wrapping things up here. And one of the things I'm thankful for is we're going to ready to be able to spend some time together. She's going to keep working, but I'm not going to be bogged down. Now, granted, that's going to hurt my bank account for sure, but I'm not going to let it go without a positive silver lining in that. And I do think there's a short shelf life on this. There's only so long that we're going to put up with people telling us to stay home. We're not freaking the Welch or whatever. It's not a communist country. And as long as we stay armed, there's only so much they can really tell us what not to do, especially if it's within our constitutional right. One of our constitutional rights is the right to gather. And they're trying to shame us into not doing that, even though pretty much no one knows anyone who has the coronavirus. And one of the main things that I've learned is there is no real test for the coronavirus. All they can do is test for your symptoms. There is no swab they can do inside your cheek and go, you have it or you don't. It's all BS. So that's important to note. And so why are they doing it? Is it for DNA information? Who knows? And we can't know. And you could waste a lot of time trying to figure that part out. And the conspiracy theory in me wants to, go in all kinds of directions, but it's just a worthless waste of time to do that. I think the best thing to do is to go, all right, we got about 2 weeks here. We've been bitching about not having enough time to do all these things. And now we got it. So it's kind of on us at this point to either take advantage of this time or not. One thing is that's different than a hurricane or natural disaster is that the infrastructure is still here. They're shutting down restaurants, and you're not seeing what you normally see in a grocery store, but we're not under 8 feet of water, in every direction, that type of thing. And I've seen that happen firsthand way too many times, and that is not the case right now. So that is another positive too. So just hang in there. I'm trying to figure this out also. But I do believe that positive energy goes a long way, especially when it's collective. So despair does not work. I think if there are nefarious powers that be working against us, what they want to see is us freak out, hoard, worry to the point of panic, those types of things. And the cool thing about this time around, even the swine flu was pretty bad. Everyone was pretty bought into that one. But everyone's kind of on this one. I haven't talked to anyone who doesn't at least think there's a good chance that this is all just BS and some kind of psyop that we are the guinea pigs for. Whether this is the actual big show or a test run for something to happen in the winter, Who knows? And we can't know. But the good news is the world is turning into, dare I say it, a bunch of conspiracy theorists. And maybe it's our new world order to finally lift the veil and show the conspiracies for what they are. Because a conspiracy, all it is just mean there are more than one person. There is more than one person getting together to conspire to do something bad. And you don't have to look too far in any direction to believe that that's going on somewhere. And I don't know. I think there's something good that's going to come out of this as far as a reset. And America's different than most places because America is a set of ideals. It's not a set of rules. So, and we have some protection that we can verify just by reading them, and we are still armed. So stay that way. Stock up on ammo and good cheer and good attitude and good vibrations, good energy. Cheers, guys. Y'all have a good one.